type of situation Giannis puts them in. Speaking of trades, we have Domantas Sabonis trade destinations. This is from Yahoo Sports. There are 3 options, and I have taken a look at them prior to this segment. I do like some of them. There is one I don't necessarily like at all. So let's start here, Kyle. Atlanta. Kristaps Porzingis, which is an expiring contract. Vit Krejci, I'm in. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. A 2026 first-round pick from the Cavs and a 2031 ATL first, which is unprotected. I like that. Okay. I would probably do that deal.
That's because you like Krejci.
I know, and I like two first-round picks, and I like a 2031 Atlanta first, which is unprotected. Golden State, Jonathan Kaminga, Moses Moody, and a first-round pick, but you might need to give up Keon as well. So Jonathan Kaminga and Moses Moody and a first-round pick for Sabonis and Keon. Sure. They don't play Keon anyway. So I'm just looking at that. Honestly, Kyle, is Keon for Moses Moody or Keon for a first and Domantas Sabonis for Jonathan Kaminga and Moses Moody? Look, we didn't even mention this. It's back, people. Last night, Jimmy Butler went down with knee soreness, something like that. Jonathan Kaminga was part of a comeback that the Warriors made against the Thunder, okay? Jonathan Kaminga then proceeds to not play in the fourth quarter, and Jonathan Kaminga's agent tweets out, "What are we doing out here?"
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man. So I forget to tell y'all, it's happening.
It's time for the watch.
It's happening.
Time to go back on the watch.
And I told you, you can't get away with it, and you can't get away from it because it's happening. So I will not be held down in the Kaminga watch because it's not my fault. If they had actually started to work together as a beautiful family, we would stop the watch. But the watch is back. You got the agent. Whenever you see the agent trending, that's a good sign for us.
But here's the thing. It's not like it's Rich Paul. It's specifically Aaron Turner. Anytime you see trending Aaron Turner, it's like, oh, it's Kaminga.
Yeah. We're back.
He has other clients, but you just know it's Kaminga.
It has to be. That's the most important thing. This is his shtick. So there you have it. This last one, Toronto, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, a 2026 first, a 2028 first, and also Devin Carter hopefully gets an opportunity to play because he's headed to Toronto too. This is the one that I didn't initially love.
Not really sure what we're doing with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting 2 firsts, and those firsts are unprotected, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but you assume the 2026 Raptors one is not going to be great.
Right. Jakob Poeltl, I know everybody thinks, at least myself, that Jakob Poeltl is way older than he actually is.
He's been around forever.
He's 30, but I would have thought he's at least 32, 33. So
he's the same age as Sabonis.
He's 30. I could be sold on it, Kyle, because you are getting Barrett and 2 firsts, and Barrett's only 26, 27.
It's Scott Perry's guy.
Do you look at what we just talked about? And I am not comparing these 2 guys to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but do you look at it and say maybe a diet version of that with Keegan Murray and RJ Barrett? Let's see what they can do. We got some draft picks coming, and we're getting Jakob Poeltl, who is not Domantas Sabonis, but he's a pretty darn good player. I probably would say bleep it and do it if I were to prioritize them and give them a hierarchy. Now that I look at it, Kyle, it just depends on what you want to do, right? Because the expiring contract is cool, but what exactly that first round pick from the Cavs in 2026 is not going to be good.
No. Well, okay, so it's confusing. It's like the third best out of a group of 4 teams that's probably going to be not in the lottery.
Kristaps Porzingis is expiring, but if you're tanking, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? What do you need cap space for?
Yeah, Porzingis might not be on the team. I think that one, the Atlanta one, because again, I was just coming up with trades based on the teams they mentioned. That would be a Sacramento is going for the full tank situation.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have in your mind you're going to draft a big in this year's draft. I don't know.
And I don't like that either. So I would say number 1 is the Golden State trade. Number 2 would actually be Toronto. Just for the fans, I think it would be at least a decent watch.
Unless you cash out Porzingis.
And number 3 would be the Atlanta deal, because I just don't feel like you're getting a ton back. Even though I love Krejci, but I just don't feel like you're getting a ton back.
You're not getting any immediate piece other than Krejci, which, hey, we'll see.
But even the picks aren't, throw another pick on there, I would say.
Okay, maybe it's a couple seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe Atlanta has to give up more picks because they don't have an immediate impact player. Because that's the tough thing, right? Is Porzingis actually valuable, or is he just an expiring contract?
I think the latter.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then yeah, you would need more picks. But if Sacramento's going to bring in Porzingis and then cash him out,
don't do that. Please don't do that.
Just don't.
No.
Please, no.
We don't need to do that. Let's flip this here, Kyle. Who does Domantas Sabonis help the most out of these 3 teams? Atlanta, Golden State, and Toronto. My initial thought after watching last night and how this is exactly what we thought was going to happen with the Warriors. These guys can't stay healthy because they're 48 years old, and now there's no Steph and there's no Jimmy Butler. Now, Domantas Sabonis, we talked about it. Could he be a third scorer for you? I guess he could. I guess it would be Golden State, but here's what's funny. It's probably Golden State, but how the game they're going to lose Kaminga and Moody, right? And they would get Keon as well. But how that game ended yesterday, right? You go into the fourth quarter, you have no Jimmy Butler and no Steph Curry. You just made this big trade for Domantas Sabonis, and that is not helping you. I guess my question with the Warriors, are you trading for somebody that's going to save you when your old guys are old and get injured?
Yeah, I don't understand the Sabonis to the Warriors thing as much as like Warriors fans are like, oh my God, if we could just get Sabonis. Like, you would kind of have a different flavor of the same Kaminga issue, which is Sabonis, Jimmy, and Draymond are all going to play together and none of them can shoot. I mean, Sabonis can shoot, but
right.
Is Draymond going to play on the perimeter? Like, what are we doing in that scenario? And I get that, like, Draymond defensively complements Sabonis offensively, but I still feel like you're not building a team for Steph Curry if you trade for Sabonis. So of this group, I guess I'd say it helps the Hawks probably the most, because the Hawks have Onyeka Okongwu, who is the Sabonis model that we talk about of, he'll shoot 30% or 48 in the middle, 40% from 3, and he blocks shots. So I feel like Atlanta, it would probably help the most, which maybe is more incentive for them to trade more picks.
Yeah. I'm looking here. Toronto, I just don't know a ton about Toronto. They're still kind of evolving, right? So it's hard to say, hey, well, this is what they do well. This is what they don't do well.
I saw Scotty Barnes was Defensive Player of the Month, which I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Good for Scotty Barnes.
Jakob Poeltl has played in 16 games, 10.6 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists. He doesn't shoot. He has not taken it. It's got a dash. I've never seen that before. It's just a dash.
Just no.
For a 3-point percentage. Just a dash, people. So he is not getting them up. That is not his ball game. He is kind of a more, in the key traditional big type deal. So he went 9th overall, by the way. 2016. 9th overall to the Raptors. So, these are the different approaches that the Kings could take. I would assume, just looking at what Jakob Poeltl has done, and you're losing RJ Barrett. I know, like you said, maybe this team has grown past RJ Barrett, the Toronto Raptors, and that could be the thought process. We don't need RJ Barrett anymore. So Domantas Sabonis could help there. I like your shout on the Atlanta Hawks. 3 teams that could be interested in one, Domantas Sabonis, and what these trades could look like. And these teams were given to us by Yahoo Sports. Ultimately, I don't think he's going anywhere. Not now. Not this trade season. I don't believe so.
Because the teams, like Detroit would have been a team this offseason that was like, that is a perfect Sabonis fit. Well, Jalen Duren's clearly taken a leap. So now they're fine on trading for Sabonis at this point. Toronto, I felt even was a bit of a stretch because, like, you're going to play Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram at the 4, and Sabonis.
More spacing issues.
Yeah, exactly. More floor spacing issues. Also, the trade package would be hard to kind of concoct just because of the money situation. Like, for example, I just threw that together because that's the one that made the most sense. But, like, I know he's had a great start, so maybe they're not trying to move him at this point. But if the Kings could get Colin Murray-Boyles, I think that's a future starting 4 in the league.
Yeah.
So if they could some ways get him, I feel like that makes it a little easier.
But here's the thing. These windows are interesting, right? Because you have a window, your window opens, and then your window starts to close, and it all happens very quickly. I would say that the Raptors are probably a smidge ahead of schedule. Nobody saw this coming. So because they're a smidge ahead of schedule.
I don't know. Bold prediction. I said the Raptors would be top 6 in the East.
Okay. But does that mean now that it's time to cash in on your young guys, is my point.
That's why I think the trade of RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl makes more sense from Toronto's standpoint.
Right.
Because you still have Grady Dick and Murray-Boyles and everyone else.
And that more so lends itself to, and I know you're getting a couple picks, but this is more retool-y. That's why I said this is kind of the fan dream, if you will. And I won't speak for all fans, but this team probably won't be very good, but it will be more watchable than some of the other options that we have. Maybe too much so. That might be too retool-y for people. That might be too much of we're still in the middle, but at least you are getting 2 first-round picks.
It's also just like a short-term fix, right? Because obviously if you're bringing in RJ Barrett, you don't have DeRozan or Levine or Monk anymore. Because what is the point of just pouring shooting guards into your team?
Well, do you know who the Kings are? Do you know who we're talking about here?
Never have too many shooting guards.
No, and I'm just waiting. We're going to hit the breaking news sounder when Chris Paul is driving up 5 north.
There's just no way.
Heading on up.
There's just no way.
There's always a way.
It cannot happen.
There is always a way, my friend.
There's just can't.
With the Kings, there is always a way. If you're just now joining us, by the way, because that happened a couple hours ago, Chris Paul got kicked out of the Clippers facility. They said go home.
But they also didn't waive him. He's still on the team. They just told him, please go.
Please stay away for as long as possible.
We'll pay you. Just give us your key card.
By the way, Kyle, this also came out from Shams. Chris Paul and his leadership style clashed with the Clippers, sources tell ESPN. Paul has been vocal in holding management, coaches, and players accountable, which the team felt became disruptive. Specifically, Ty Lue was not on speaking terms with Paul for several weeks, which is funny. This whole thing is funny to me now because everybody has podcasts. So we're going to hear from somebody either on the Clippers or Chris Paul or Tyronn Lue. We're going to get all the details on somebody's random podcast sponsored by FanDuel.
All right. They're probably going to go on that FanDuel show with Lou Will.
Or that one as well.
That we heard from earlier. Who's the one? I'm just real quick before we go to break. Who's the one who's going to do? Because like James Harden doesn't do any media. Kawhi doesn't do any media. Trying to think who's the guy. Oh, Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is going to be the one who spills the tea.
Yeah, it could be Brook Lopez. Maybe some of these younger guys. I'm just looking here.
Derek Jones Jr. pod. Does that exist?
Not yet. It's probably going to be Bradley Beal.
Is he still around?
I don't know. Chris Dunn. Could be Chris Dunn. He's young enough.
I don't know if I've ever heard him really talk.
Somebody's going to spill the beans, don't you worry, on what exactly was happening with the Clippers, because they told Chris Paul, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here immediately, and actually please just go home. The Ringer has updated their top 100 list. Where do the Kings' big money players land? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather.